guys, today we're going to do the song Paranoia from A Day to Remember. This one has some fun riffs in it. We have those octave shapes we get to slide around in there, a catchy chorus, and we have that really cool riff at the end. Sorry I haven't been able to make videos the past few weeks. I had cold after cold, and then I ended up with a sinus infection. It wasn't all bad though. I ended up going to a couple of different concerts. I saw Coheed and Cambria, and then I saw Citizen and Turnover, and I had a lot of fun at those shows. One thing I do want to say though, remember that you don't have to try to master all the different songs and all the riffs that we do. Sometimes you can just check them out and just see what we see, try to get introduced to some new ideas. So let's zoom in and do this. Okay, before we get going, make sure to hit subscribe and check out all the links that are down in my description. Now to play along to the recording of the song, you're going to need to be in drop B tuning, and I'm just in drop D tuning right now. So if you want to play along to this video, just tune your 6th string down to a D, and the rest of it's all standard tuning, but remember that the actual song is in drop B. The song starts off with that little lick, the little... And all that is, that's the 11th fret of the 3rd string. And I'm going to pick it down, down, up, up. And then I do another down on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So it's... Now technically that second note is on the 12th fret of the 3rd string, so you could just play it like this. But I'm going to recommend doing it on the 2nd string, 1, because it looked like he was doing it on the video, and 2, that's just a really good shape to know how to play. Sometimes people like to play both of those notes at the same time, or they'll hold them both down and play them separate. And it's just a cool thing to practice for guitar, I guess. And then once we do it there, we do it 4 times. Then we go and play the same kind of idea with a power chord on the 4th fret, so just bar your finger across the 4th fret, and we go down, down, up, up, down. Down, the last down is on the 5th fret. So back and forth a couple of times would sound like this. 2, 3, 4. After that, we go into a section, it's like a bridge to the chorus, and it's the part where he starts saying, "The doctor says I'm headed for destruction," and that part sounds like this. 3, 4... And that's just a big open power chord. 2, 3, 4. Then a power chord on the 2nd fret. And then we move into that little riff you already know. Open chord again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to go into the chorus. Now we do have a little bit of a lead guitar part during that bridge, but I'm going to show you both leads at the same time, the lead for the bridge and the chorus. So I'll show you that in a second. But first, the rhythm guitar on the chorus. 3, 4... Alright, so the first half of this riff, we started off, we had the 4th fret on the 6th string, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm picking all down strokes, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And then we move to a power chord on the 5th fret of the 5th string, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 2nd fret of the 6th string, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and and I stay on that same chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's the first half. The second half, we do almost the same thing. On that last chord, it was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now the reason why I wanted you to pay attention to the first half versus the second half is because later on in the song they start playing the chorus twice as long. But instead of just playing the same thing 2 times, I think they do the first half 3 times and the second half once. And I'm pointing that out also because it's hard to hear that last chord the second time. It's not really strong in the mix of the recording, but that's what I think they do. You do the first half of it 3 times and then the second half once. Now to play the lead part on the bridge and the chorus, all we're going to do is slide around an octave shape on the 5th string the whole time. So if you don't know how to play one of those shapes, we're not going to play anything on the 6th string, but then I'm going to play the 12th fret on the 5th, and then I'm going to try to mute the 4th string by just letting my finger touch it. And then with either my ring finger or my pinky, I need to get the 14th fret on the 3rd string. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this hand. I'm also going to try to mute the 6th string. Sometimes I let my first finger touch that string, and sometimes I let my thumb wrap around and touch it, but either way we don't really want to hear the 6th string either. And the whole thing, we're just going to keep that same shape, and we're going to be sliding that shape around. So the bridge and the chorus sounds like this with both guitars. 3, 4. Now on the bridge part, when we started off, we played the octave on the 12th fret. Then we moved it down to the 11th fret. During the part when this happens, you could just ring out a chord on the 9th fret. I just think it sounds cooler to switch back to the rhythm guitar on that part. Now during the chorus part, I'm going to try to play that part slow all by itself. Sounds like this. 3, 4. Later on in the song, when the chorus happens twice, instead of doing this at the end, we do a little flurry of the octave shape before it starts again. So it just sounds like this instead. And then you just go back in and repeat that whole part again. One thing to watch for when you're trying to slide octaves around like that is try to make sure you're not pushing down too hard. That's something I catch myself doing all the time when I first start to slide octaves around. I'm pushing too hard and I'm making it harder to slide. So just something to kind of look for. And if you don't want to do the octaves, you could just stick with the rhythm guitar during that part. Alright, now we only got one more riff to get through, that really heavy part at the end. And it's an awesome part. The whole thing sounds like this. 3, 4. just this part, you should be able to get through it. I'll try to see if I can't slow down even further. 3, 4. Good job, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this song, or if you want to make any requests. You can even just get a hold of me on social media. One thing I thought, just that first little riff going back and forth between that part and the same thing with the power chords, I thought that was real good practice, switching back and forth, trying to play the melody on just one string at a time, higher up on the neck, and then trying to play the same pick strokes with the power chords. So I thought that was kind of cool, kind of good practice. Alright guys, that's about all I got for today. Hopefully I get through this sinus infection pretty soon, and I'll just see you guys next time.